Hello viewers, welcome to Unacademy. Let's crack management exams. This is Arjun R. Prasad, engineer with 12 plus years of teaching experience, having trained more than 6,000 CAT aspirants in the fields of quantitative aptitude, data interpretation, data sufficiency, and logical reasoning, as well as have helped them to crack the personal interview. I have trained more than 4,000 students to crack the campus recruitment exams. That said, let us move on to today's topic, which is profit and loss. When we are dealing with profit and loss, following are the key points that we need to understand. CP stands for cost price, SP stands for selling price. Profit is nothing but a case where the selling price is more than the cost price, and the differential is called as profit. Selling price minus cost price is the profit. If cost price is greater than the selling price, we say that we have incurred a loss. Loss is nothing but cost price minus selling price. Now, when I say that I have gained money, what do I mean by it? There should be some reference point with respect to which I would have gained money. The reference is nothing but the cost price. Therefore, profit is always based on cost price. So, profit percentage is nothing but profit upon cost price into 100. Similarly, when we say that we have incurred a loss, the loss must be with respect to something. With respect to what? Loss is also calculated always with respect to the cost price only. Therefore, loss percentage is nothing but loss upon cost price into 100. Now, certain times we may see when we go to a shop, when we are buying some article, if the shopkeeper charges something, then immediately we look up to something on the box. That is nothing but MRP. What does MRP stand for? Maximum retail price. Let us understand this. This is maximum retail price, which means the seller cannot charge more than this price. But the seller, to lure the customers, can sell at a price which is lesser than the maximum retail price. Right? So therefore, how much ever lesser that he charges on MRP, that differential is also called as the discount that the shopkeeper is offering the customer on that article. So the next concept is that of discounts and market price. Certain places we call it as market price, some places we call it as labeled price, some places we call it as tag price, some places we call it as listed price, some places we call it as maximum retail price. Basically, the price which is attached to the item, which you can see on the item, right? So that is what is called as the market price. Now, what is discount? As we already saw, discount is nothing but market price minus selling price. Market price minus selling price gives me the discount. Now, what is discount percentage? Whenever we go to a shop, let us say you are buying some apparel, and at the shop they say that 20% discount is being offered. So the 20% on what? 20% on market price. Therefore, discount is always calculated based on the market price. So discount percentage is discount upon market price into 100. Discount percentage is discount upon market price into 100. Is that clear? If we are thorough with this much, just this one slide, and we have a thorough understanding of this, then with little bit of quick calculations, we can solve any question on profit and loss. All it takes is understanding of only these concepts. Hope these concepts are clear. The salient points over here: profit is always calculated based on cost price, loss is calculated based on cost price, discount is calculated based on market price. Nothing is calculated based on the selling price. However, sometimes if we calculate, say it's just a number. If I just calculate profit upon selling price into 100, I get some number. What is that number called as? That number is called as profit margin. Sometimes we need to understand that as well. If I calculate profit based on selling price, what I get is nothing but profit margin. Is that clear? Okay. Now, let us look at few questions. The first one, fill this table correctly. Now, look at this. Cost price is given as 700 rupees. Profit or loss percentage states that it is a 20% profit. We have to fill up what the selling price is, what the profit is. Cost price is 700. Profit is 20%. Profit is always calculated based on the cost price, isn't it? So when the cost price is 700, what is 20% of 700? What is 10% of 700? 70. If 10% of 700 is 70, then 20% of 700 will be 140. Therefore, the profit will be 140 rupees. Now, cost price is 700 rupees, profit is 140 rupees, means the selling price is nothing but cost price plus profit. Therefore, the selling price will be 840 rupees. Is that clear? Now, let us take the next article over here. He gives that the selling price is 1500 rupees and the article is being sold at 25% profit. Selling price is 1500 rupees, article is being sold at 25% profit. Which means, if my cost price was 100 units, I'm not talking in terms of rupees now. Let us start with an assumption. If the cost price was 100 units, then the profit would be 25 units and selling price would be 125 units. Selling price would be 125 units, isn't it? If 125 units is 1500 rupees, if 125 units is 1500 rupees, then 25 units, which is the profit, 25 units is how much? See, 125 units, 1500 rupees. 25 units means it is nothing but 1/5 of 125. What is 1/5 of 1500? 1/5 of 1500 is nothing but 300 rupees. Therefore, the profit on that article is 300 rupees. Now, when the profit is 300 and the selling price is 1500, we can calculate that the cost price is going to be 1500 minus 300, which is nothing but 1200 rupees. Without using a pen and a paper, we can solve these questions. Is that clear? Next, let us look at the next article where he says that the profit is 400 rupees and the profit percentage is 20% profit. See, cost price is something. 20% profit means that 20% of cost price is nothing but the profit. If 20% of the cost price is 400 rupees, if 20% of the cost price is 400 rupees, then the entire cost price will be what? 20% how many times makes it 100%? 20% 5 times. So, the cost price will be whatever the profit is, multiply that with 5. 400 into 5. Therefore, the cost price would be 2000 rupees. When the cost price is 2000 rupees and the profit is 400 rupees, then the selling price over here will be 2400 rupees. Is that clear? In the next article, let us look at this, where he says that the selling price of the article is 630 rupees and the article is being sold at a loss of 10%. Selling price of the article 630 rupees, the article is being sold at a 10% loss. Now, let us again start with a similar assumption. Let us say that cost price was 100 units. If the cost price was 100 units, if I incur a 10% loss, then the selling price would be 90 units. If the cost price is 100 units and I incur a 10% loss, then the selling price will be 90 units. Now this 90 units is equal to 630 rupees. 90 units is equal to 630 rupees. That means 1 unit is equal to 7 rupees. When 1 unit is 7 rupees, then the cost price, which is nothing but 100 units, is going to be equal to 700 rupees and the loss will be 70 rupees. 700 rupees is the cost price and the loss is going to be 70 rupees. Is that clear? Can we move on to the next question? Now, let us look at this question. The question is as follows. A merchant calculated his profit based on selling price, which means he has calculated the profit margin and he states that that is his profit percentage, which is wrong, of course. So he has calculated his profit based on selling price and states that it is 25%. We have to find what the actual profit percentage is. How can I solve it quickly? Let us start. Let us say the selling price of the article is 100 rupees. Let us say the selling price of the article is 100 rupees. Why do I take selling price now as 100 rupees? Because the profit, according to that person, he has calculated it based on selling price. So calculating a percentage based on 100 is very easy. That is why I start by considering, let us say the selling price of the article is 100 rupees. Then the profit is nothing but 25% of 100, which is 25 rupees. If the profit is 25 rupees and selling price is 100 rupees, then we know that the cost price would be 100 minus 25, which is 75 rupees. The actual profit percentage, therefore, would be profit upon cost price, which is 25 upon 75 into 100. 25 upon 75 means how much? 1/3. 1/3 of 100 is 33 1 by 3. Therefore, the profit is 33 1 by 3%. That is why it is important to get acquainted with conversions of fractions to percentages and vice versa. At least till 12 by 12. 1 by 1, 100%. 1 by 2, 50%. 1 by 3, 33 1 by 3%. 1 by 4, 25%. 1 by 5, 20%. 1 by 6, 16.66%. 1 by 7, 14.28%. 1 by 8, 12.5%. 1 by 9, 11.1%. 1 by 10, 10%. 1 by 11, 9.09. So on and so forth. If we get acquainted, calculations will be much faster. Is that clear? So the answer is profit percentage is 33 1 by 3%. From the next question onwards, I will first try and explain it without showing you the solution. The point is to convey the message that these questions can be solved without using pen and paper. Okay? Let us look at this question. A shopkeeper sold an iron box at a loss of 5%. Instead, if he had sold it for rupees 700 more, he would have gained 30%. See, loss as well as profit, both are always based on cost price. Let us consider a cost price level. First, he sold it at a loss of 5%. Then, instead of this, if he had sold it for rupees 700 more, he would have gained 30%. So from minus 5% to plus 30%, this gap is nothing but 35%. And 35% of what? 35% of the same entity, which is nothing but the cost price. So 35% of cost price is 700 rupees. 35% is 700 rupees, which means 1% will be how much? If 35% is 700, then 1% will be 700 divided by 35. 700 by 35 is nothing but 20. If 1% of the cost price is 20, then the entire cost price will be 100%, which is nothing but 20 multiplied by 100, making it 2000 rupees. Is that clear? This is only to convey the message that it can be solved without writing anything. However, if we want, we will look at the solution over here. Let the cost price be 100 units. If the loss, if it is sold at a loss of 5%, then it will be 95 units. To that 95 units, you add 700 rupees, you stand to gain 30%, which means the total now will be 130 units. So 95 units plus 700 rupees, 130 units. Now if we solve it, we get 35 units is 700 rupees, 1 unit is 20 rupees. Cost price therefore, which is 100 units, is nothing but 20 into 100, which is 2000 rupees. Is that clear? Next, let us move on to another question. Two items were bought at the same price. One was sold at 25% profit, while the other was sold at 25% loss. What is the overall profit or loss percentage? See, the cost price of two articles is the same. So let us consider the cost price of first article is 100 rupees, cost price of the second article is 100 rupees, which means by paying 100 rupees, I bought the first article, I paid another 100 rupees, bought the second article. How much money has gone out of my pocket? 200 rupees. Now I have got two articles. The first article, I sell it at a profit of 25%. So by selling the first article at a profit of 25%, I get 125 rupees into my pocket. By selling the second article at a loss of 25%, I get 75 rupees back into my pocket. Which means the total money that came back to my pocket is 125 plus 75, which is 200 rupees. 200 rupees went out of my pocket, 200 rupees came back to my pocket, which means that essentially I have not gained anything nor have I lost anything. Therefore, this is nothing but no loss, no gain, which is 0%. Is that clear? Next, let us take another question. I'll give you a couple of minutes for you to think about this. Then I shall help you with the solution. Two items were sold at same price. Understand this? Two items were sold at same price. One was sold at 25% profit while the other was sold at 25% loss. What is the overall profit or loss percentage? Okay, let us look at the solution. First, we need to understand, if some of you have been thinking this will also be 0%, no, that is wrong. There's a difference. The difference is in the previous question, the cost price of both the articles was the same. Here, the selling price is the same. Please understand, the selling price of the two articles is the same. So, let us say the selling price of the first article is equal to the selling price of the second article is equal to 100 rupees, which means the total selling price will be 200 rupees. The total selling price is 200 rupees. Now, the two cases, the first article was sold at a gain and the second article at a loss. Let us consider the gain part, the article which was sold at a gain. If the cost price, I'm not telling the cost price, if the cost price was 100 units, then the selling price would have been 125 units. If the cost price was 100, selling price would have been 125. But what is the actual selling price? The actual selling price is 100. Therefore, what will the actual cost price be? 100 divided by 125 into 100. 100 divided by 125 into 100, which is nothing but 80 rupees. So, the cost price of the first article is 80 rupees. Now, come to the case where one of the other article is sold at a loss. if the cost price, if I'm not telling the actual cost price, if the cost price was 100, then the selling price would have been 75. But the actual selling price is 100, therefore the actual cost price will be 100 upon 75 into 100. 100 upon 75 into 100. So simplified, you get the cost price of the second article as 400 by 3 rupees. So the total cost price will be 80 plus 400 by 3, which is nothing but 640 by 3 rupees. Clearly we can see to it that 640 by 3 is definitely greater than 200. This means that this is a case of a loss. Now, what is the loss percentage? Loss percentage is cost price minus selling price by cost price into 100. 640 by 3 minus 200 divided by 640 by 3 into 100, which is equal to, if I take the LCM as 3, 640 minus 600, which is 40, divided by the 3 and 3 gets cancelled out, divided by 640 into 100. 40 divided by 640 is same as 1 divided by 16. 1 by 16 in terms of percentage is 6.25%, 6.25%. 6.25%, 6.25%. Therefore, the answer is a loss of, overall there is a loss of 6.25%. Now, you might be thinking, do I have to solve it in such a lengthy way? Even though we are not using any variable, we get the solution to be a little bit lengthy. This understanding is important. But if we are dealing with a constraint where selling price of two articles is the same, so first constraint, selling price of two articles is the same, and the second constraint, one article sold at P% profit and the other article being sold at P% loss, the same value. In this case it is 25, right? In that case, the overall transaction will always lead us to a loss of P squared by 100%. P squared, in this case P squared is nothing but 25 squared, 625 divided by 100% loss. 625 by 100, 6.25% loss. Is that clear? If you want, you can actually derive the same thing. Instead of considering 25% profit, consider it as P% profit. Instead of considering 25% loss, consider this as P% loss. Then in the place where we have written 125 over here, this will become 100 plus P. In the place where we have written 75, this will become 100 minus P. And then calculate it in the similar fashion, you will see that the loss will be P squared upon 100%. Therefore, the point to remember, if two items are sold at the same price, one article being sold at P% profit while the other is sold at P% loss, overall transaction will always lead to a loss of P squared by 100%. Is that clear? Next, let us look at another question. Two items were bought at the same price. One was sold at 25% profit, while the other was sold at 20% loss. Find the overall profit percentage. Two articles bought at same price. Let us say first article 100 rupees, second article bought at 100 rupees. So total cost price 200 rupees. Total cost price is 200 rupees. One was sold at 25% profit. So the selling price of the first article 125 rupees. While the other is sold at 20% loss. Selling price of the second article 80 rupees. So the total selling price 125 plus 80, which is 205 rupees. Total cost price 200, total selling price 205, which means the overall profit is 5 rupees. So profit percentage will be 5 divided by the total cost price. This is important over here. Divided by the total cost price, which is nothing but 200. 5 divided by 200 into 100. 5 divided by 200 into 100 is same as 2.5% profit. Is that clear? For the sake of convenience, I am giving you the solution over here. Let us say the cost price of the first article CP1 is equal to the cost price of the second article CP2 is equal to 100 rupees. Selling price of the first article therefore will be 125 rupees. Selling price of the second article 80 rupees. Total selling price 125 plus 80, which is 205 rupees. Total cost price is 200 rupees. So the gain percentage is nothing but the gain, which is 5 upon cost price, which is 200 into 100. 5 by 200 into 100, which is 2.5% gain. Is that clear? Next, the question is simple. Selling price of 15 mangoes, selling price of 15 mangoes is equal to cost price of 20 mangoes. Selling price of 15 mangoes is equal to cost price of 20 mangoes. Find the overall gain or loss percentage. Again, without using paper and pen. How can we solve? Please understand one critical point over here whenever we are dealing with profit and loss is that if I consider the cost price of one article, I should consider the selling price of one article. If I consider the cost price of 10 articles, I should consider the selling price of 10 articles. I cannot take the cost price of 100 articles, selling price of 10 articles and say that I have incurred a loss. On the other hand, I cannot take the cost price of 2 articles and take the selling price of 10 articles and say that I have gained money. It has to be the number of articles has to be the same whenever we consider the cost price. I can consider it for 1 article, 10 articles, 20 articles. That's not a problem. But the cost price of some number of articles, if I consider, I need to consider the selling price of same number of articles. Okay. With that premise, let us see how we can solve this question without using paper and pen. See, selling price of 15 mangoes is equal to cost price of 20 mangoes. First, let us say cost price of one mango is 1 rupee. Make our life very simple. Cost price of one mango is 1 rupee. So what will be the cost price of 15 mangoes? 15 rupees. If cost price of one mango 1 rupee, cost price of 15 mangoes 15 rupees. Selling price of 15 mangoes is nothing but cost price of 20 mangoes, which is 20 rupees. So selling price of 15 mangoes 20 rupees, cost price of 15 mangoes 15 rupees. Same number of articles. Cost price of 15 mangoes 15 rupees, selling price of 15 mangoes 20 rupees, which means cost price 15, selling price 20. What is the gain? What is the gain over here? 5 upon what? Cost price 15. 5 upon 15 into 100. 5 upon 15 means 1/3. 1/3 of 100 means 33 1/3%. Is that clear? So the gain is 33 1/3%. Now, for the sake of convenience, I have given the solution over here. Let cost price of one mango be equal to 1 rupee. Cost price of 15 mangoes is equal to 15 rupees. Selling price of 15 mangoes is equal to cost price of 20 mangoes, which is 20 rupees. Therefore, the overall gain percentage is a 5 rupee gain on an investment of 15 rupees. So 5 upon 15 into 100, 1/3 of 100, 33 1/3%. Is that clear? Next, let us look at this question. Loss incurred by a merchant by selling 15 kilos of rice. Loss incurred by merchant by selling 15 kilos of rice is equal to cost price of 5 kilos of rice. Find the overall loss percentage. Fine. Now, let us say the cost price of 1 kilo of rice is 1 rupee. Cost price of 1 kilo of rice is 1 rupee. So, cost price of 15 kilos of rice, 15 rupees. Loss by selling 15 kilos is equal to cost price of 5 kilos, which is 5 rupees. What is the loss? 5 rupees. What is the cost price? 15 rupees. So what is the overall loss? 5 upon 15 into 100. 5 upon 15 into 100, which is 33 1/3% loss. 1/3 of 100, which is 33 1/3% loss. Is that clear to everyone? Next, Arjun bought almonds at the rate of 12 kilos for rupees 4,100 and sold them at the rate of 30 kilos for rupees 12,000. Find the overall profit or loss percentage. See, if I start calculating what is the cost price of 1 kilo, then I will have to do 4,100 by 12, which means I'm dealing with fraction, right? I don't want to deal with fraction because it is time consuming. Why should I take 1 kilo only? Instead, what is the LCM of 12 and 30? See, 12 kilos is there, 30 kilos is there. Because the same amount, I need to consider the same amount of almonds, cost price of the same amount of almonds bought and the same amount of almonds sold. So, let me consider the LCM of 12 and 30, which is 60, right? 12 how many times is 60? 5 times. So, 4,100 5 times will be nothing but 20,500. 30 kilos, how many times makes it 60? 2 times. 12,000 2 times is how much? 24,000. So, I am considering cost price of 60 kilos as 20,500 and selling price of 60 kilos as 24,000. The same amount, 60 kilos, is being considered. Therefore, what is the profit over here? 20,500 to 24,000, which is nothing but 3,500 rupees is the profit on how many kilos? On 60 kilos. What is the cost price? 20,500. So, therefore, my overall profit percentage will be 3,500 divided by 20,500 into 100. 3,500 divided by 20,500 into 100, which is same as 35 divided by 205 into 100. 35 divided by 205 is same as 7 divided by 41 into 100, which is same as 700 divided by 41. 700 divided by 41 is same as 17,3 by 41. I have written it only for the sake of explaining much better, in a much better way for convenience. But again, a conveyed message is that we don't need a paper and pen. You just have to read the question. If you are good with calculations, just read the question. Just understand what it is. Close your eyes, start visualizing all the numbers and you automatically get to your answer. Even though when we are dealing with fractions as a part of the final answer, we can still solve it without using a paper and pen. Okay. So again, to reiterate, cost price of 12 kilos is 4,100. So cost price of 60 kilos is 4,100 into 5, 20,500. Selling price of 30 kilos is given as 12,000. So selling price of 60 kilos will be 12,000 twice, which is 24,000. The gain from 20,500 to 24,000 is 3,500. From where? From 20,500 into 100. Simplify. You get your answer as 17,3 by 41%. Is that clear? Next, let us look at this question. During sale season at a bookstore, merchant sells the books by providing successive discounts of 10% and 30%. What is the effective discount percentage? See, some of us become gullible. If we are not good with math and understanding, math does not mean calculation. If we are not good at the understanding of the concepts, there is all the chance that we become gullible. Why? Because see, sometimes what happens is, let us say, before a sale season, the on Flipkart or on Amazon or any of the portals, before any sale season, let us say you are looking for an article and he says that I'm giving you a discount of 38%. Let us say he says on some article he is giving a discount of 38%. And during the sale he says, up to 40% discount. Please understand, they play with the words very carefully over here. They say up to 40%. And to show you that it is like it is, they are not fudging, but they are portraying the image that it is up to 40%. The up to will be written in very small letters, and to show that it will amount to somewhat similar to 40%, they will say if you buy this using the basic discount is 10%, and if you use a particular card, let us say if you use a particular bank's credit card, you get another 30% discount. Now you will be thinking, yeah, 10%, 30%, therefore 40% discount I'm getting. No. If you think for a minute, let us say the market price of the article is 100 rupees. The market price is not changing. Let us say market price is 100 rupees. First, he is giving you a discount of 10%. It becomes 90 rupees. Now, he gives you a discount of 30%. On what? On 90 rupees. What is 30% of 90? 10% of 90 is 9. So, 30% of 90 is 27 rupees. Therefore, effectively, he has given you a discount of only 37 rupees. That means the discount given is 37%. Before the sale season, he had given a discount of 38%. We did not buy that time. But now, because he says 40%, we are also lured. Okay, I get some extra percentage of discount. So that is why we have to be very careful whenever we are dealing with such type of scenarios. Now the 37% is the same answer for this question as well. During the sale season, at a bookstore, merchant sells the book by providing successive discounts of 10% and 30%. Let us say market price of the book is 100 rupees. First, he gives a discount of 10%. So the selling price, interim selling price becomes 90 rupees. On 90 rupees, 30%. So the effective selling price would be 90 minus 27, which is nothing but 63 rupees. So 100 rupees is the market price, selling price is 63 rupees. What is the difference? The difference is 37. Therefore, the effective discount percentage is 37%. I have stated that over here by writing it. Let us say the market price is 100 rupees. The first discount is 10 rupees. Interim price is 100 minus 10, which is 90 rupees. Then a discount of 30% on 90 rupees, 27 rupees. So the final selling price 190 minus 27, which is 63 rupees. So the overall discount is 100 minus 63, which is 37. 37 upon 100 into 100, so 37% is the overall effective discount. Is that clear? Next, this question I'll give you maybe a minute or a minute and a half. The question is, at a bookstore, both Ramayana and Mahabharata books whose cost prices are identical are marked at same price. Mahabharata book was sold at 6% discount, while Ramayana book was sold at 21% discount. The amount realized from the sale of Ramayana book was 60 rupees less than that realized by selling Mahabharata book. What is the market price of each book? You can take a minute time. Okay. Even again, before giving you the written solution over here, let us see if we can solve this question as well without using paper and pen. Given that the market price of both the books are identical, let us say market price of each book is 100 units. Please understand, I am dealing with 100 units. Mahabharata book was sold at 6% discount. That means the selling price of Mahabharata book is 94 units. and Ramayan book was sold at 21% discount. So the selling price of a Ramayan book is 79 units. 94 units, 79 units. What is the difference? The difference is 60 rupees. And the difference in terms of number of units is how much? 94 minus 79. 94 minus 79, which is nothing but 15 units. 15 units is 60 rupees. 15 units is 60 rupees means 1 unit is how much? 1 unit is 4 rupees. If 1 unit is 4 rupees, then what is the market price? 100 units. If 1 unit is 4 rupees, then 100 units will be 400 rupees. Therefore, market price of each book is 400 rupees. I have written the same thing over here. Let market price of each be 100 units. One book selling price 94 units, the other book selling price 79 units. The difference is 60 rupees. The difference in terms of units is 15 units. 15 units is 60 rupees means 1 unit is 4 rupees. Therefore, 100 units, which is the market price of each book, will be 400 rupees. Is that clear? Hope we understood the concepts. Now, let me give you the key points very quickly. Let me summarize. All we need to understand for the understanding of profit and loss and solving all the questions on profit and loss are these basic points. CP stands for cost price. SP stands for selling price. Profit is selling price minus cost price. Loss is cost price minus selling price. Profit is always calculated based on cost price. So profit percentage is profit upon cost price into 100. Loss is also calculated based on cost price. Therefore, loss percentage is loss upon cost price into 100. Market price, labeled price, listed price, tag price, maximum retail price, all of these mean the same thing. Basically, the price which is attached to the object, right? Discount is nothing but market price minus selling price. Discount is always calculated based on market price. So discount percentage is discount upon market price into 100. Hope you understood all these concepts. If you like the session, then subscribe to Unacademy. By subscribing, this is what you get. You get access to daily live classes which simulate the classroom method of teaching. Structured courses are delivered. You have access to live tests and quizzes. And just one subscription gives you unlimited access to all the educators on the platform. You can attend live classes. Also, batch classes and batch courses are organized. You can go over the batch courses. And if you are a person whose prime time is early in the morning or late in the evening or some odd time, then you can choose a schedule that works for you. Language is not a barrier because educators who are well versed in various languages teach on the platform. You can learn anytime, anywhere. You can interact with the educators, get your doubts cleared and answer the live polls. You can answer the live tests and quizzes. Detailed reports and analysis for every Catalyst or mock CAT exam that you give will be provided to you. Learning material and PDFs are also available. All of this comes at a very reasonable price of a subscription fee of 18,900 rupees with a 10% discount on 21,000. That is, without any discount, it would be 21,000. You get a discount of 10%, and you will have to effectively pay only 18,900 rupees to subscribe for 24 months. And 24 month subscription is value for money, my friends, because 12-month subscription is 15,750 rupees. You add just 3,150 rupees, which is equal to 1 month subscription, you get 12 more months of subscription. Effectively, 24 month subscription comes at an effective discount of 75%. Effective discount of 75%. Again, this is also a question which you can consider as profit, loss and discounts, right? So 75% discount effectively. How do I say that? Consider if you had paid for 24 months at the rate of 3,150 rupees per month, then 3,150 into 24, you would have got that value. But now you are only paying 18,900 rupees. The difference, if you take the difference and divide it by 3,150 into 24 and multiply that by 100, multiply the fraction by 100, you will end up with 75%. So therefore, effectively you get a 75% discount. And to get this 10% discount, please understand, you need to use the code APUS, Arjun Prasad Unacademy Subscribe. If you enjoyed the session, do subscribe for more such sessions and examples and quicker ways of solving. While subscribing, do not forget the code APUS. This is Arjun Prasad signing off. Thank you.